practically navigate through the racism that was taking place back then?
No, that's a great question because I even remember, when we moved to Indiana, we attended a private Lutheran church where I, kind of continuing on the same faith upbringing, if you will, and we were the only Black family in that church. And so there were people who, I got to know by way of the youth group. There was a good community of just like other young believers, or just, young people who are family of believers. I'm not going to sit there and assess where everybody is salvation wise, but I think same culture, if you will. But we're the only Black family there. So, I remember getting glares and people looking at us like, why are we there? I remember having a fellow youth group member, call me the N-word. And I was like, wow, I was a little shocked by that because I saw everybody in the space as family. I really wasn't trying to talk about my skin color. Why does it have to be a thing? Why can't I just be, right? But people just aren't there. And it's just because of either their upbringing, because a lot of the stuff is fed, right? You don't grow up being like this. You're fed this. And if you're in a group where this is all you hear, this is who you're around, this is how you're going to think, these are things you're going to say, this is how you're going to behave, and you have to deal with that. And so it was very much real. But in those moments, it was, sometimes it was isolating. But those things I really never talked to anybody about. I just try to push through it and just say, okay, well, they're just being mean, or I just won't mess with them like that. And so until they kind of come to grips. But, to those individuals that have called me things or whatever, made those jokes, I'm sure out of the mouth of them as witnesses, not to brag or boast, I think they will count me as a good person. I mean, as good can be, right? I'm not saying I'm the best out here, but I came in not to offend anyone or be, anything an enemy to anyone, but that's how it goes. Jesus had that, right? He comes in on the scene and he's just trying to be and elevate and lead people to the Father, but people mocked him and they had stuff to say. So, I can't really boo-hoo, cry and fuss like, oh, they called me names. Well, Jesus is like, well, they called me names. Absolutely. And they didn't like me. They didn't care for me. And here I was just trying to love on people.
That's true though. That's true though.
Love on people. That's it. That's as well as you knew to be, right? My thing is, I can't come in, especially one being a minority, trying to be an enemy. I lose going in.
Facts.
So my thing is, I try to lead with love, lead with kindness. Bible says, to make friends, one must show themselves friendly.